Hi everybody, welcome to Pro Tips. I'm Dave Dahl from Martin Guitar. I'm going to show you a quick exercise that I like to do. Actually, a couple different variations of an exercise that I like to do that will help to strengthen your left hand as well as your right hand and actually get them working a little bit better together. Now, it's funny, my friends and colleagues at Martin Guitar are going to watch this video and laugh because they listen to this exercise all day long, not just from me, but if any of you have ever actually visited the factory and been on tour, if you walk past the final inspection area, you hear this a lot. Basically, what everybody is doing is playing chromatic scales, which just sound like this. Now, the good thing about that, and the reason that they're doing it, is because we check every single string, every single fret, all up the fingerboard to make sure that there's no string buzz, make sure the action, the playability, everything is doing what it's supposed to be doing. But if you do that exercise, 30 times a day, 5 days a week, for who knows how many years, you're gonna get a lot of dexterity in your hands, which is one of the things that I found when I worked in that department for a number of years. So you don't have to play fast. I mean, the speed will come. The speed comes with knowledge, but the idea of it is actually making sure that you're strengthening, you're getting some independent finger movement with your left hand and lining it up with your right hand, which is kind of difficult. So if we start at the first fret, I'll show you the easiest version of this. Not even going to do alternate picking, and what I mean by alternate picking is actually up and down strokes on each string. I'm not going to do that. I'll show you just individual downstrokes on each string, and I'm just going to play the first 4 frets. Okay, so I'll start on F, which is the first position, first string. Simple enough, right? So if you get that and it doesn't sound like this, that's what we're trying to avoid. So when you're ready to move on to the next idea, or if you're more of an advanced player, then you can absolutely do up and down the alternative picking, which we can actually go a little bit quicker. So if we do alternate picking, it'll be like this. And then eventually you can work the speed up so you're, right? You can obviously also go down. Right? Now, there are variations that we like to do with this. One that I like to do, actually a couple that I like to do, because you do that all day long and it kind of gets boring. It's good exercise, but you want to spice it up a little bit. So one of my favorite things to do is this. What I'll do is I'll actually start on an open note, and then I'll just do it on the first string to start out. So we'll do E to F, and then back down to E, and then E, F, F sharp, back down. Now what's good with that, and you see the idea of it, is every time you add a string, you go back down. Every time you add a note, I should say, and you go back down. So if I extend that, it looks like this. Now here I'll actually move up to the next string. So and you can go faster and faster again as your ability allows. And the idea with that is you kind of move all the way up and hopefully end up on the high E string at the 4th fret without your hand falling off. And without making any mistakes. Now the idea, again, if you start making mistakes, you go back, you slow it down, and you get yourself comfortable with it. So this one last variation that I want to show you of this same principle, we can actually move all the way up the neck, all the way up to the 12th fret, and then go backwards all the way back down to the 1st fret, while still maintaining the same idea. We're going to introduce one extra little trick though. So I'm going to actually end up sliding up a fret, and that looks like this. And actually slide my whole hand up a position, and then I'm going to go back down to the 2nd fret. So that looks like this. actually slid my hand up 1/2 step, and then I'm going to go back down to F sharp, and then start on that note and do the same thing. Right? And now there I ended up on the 3rd fret. You get the idea? So what that looks like when I put it all together is... and it all the way up on the 12th fret. Now when I get up here, I'm going to go backwards and do the same principle and do this. Right? Slow, I'll do that again. So if I do the whole thing, so I hope that these examples that I just showed you will help to strengthen both your left hand and your right hand. You can really just experiment and do them any way you want. There's a bunch of different, really, the ideas, the examples are infinite with whatever you can kind of come up with that'll work for you. But be careful, make sure you stretch, don't just run into it, just like anything else. The fingers, the muscles in your fingers are actually very small, very easy to damage. So if you feel like you're fatiguing yourself, do not push yourself. Just stop, wait, stretch it out, wiggle it out a little bit, and then try again. But have fun with this, and I'll come back and show you some more exercises another time.